Hello YouTube, this is going to be my first game I'm going to show on YouTube, so I hope you will enjoy it. I will give some side information from time to time. So let's start off. I am playing the black pieces against a quite good player at one of my chess clubs I'm playing at. He was rated around 1800, just like me. So let's start off. E4, D6, and here I was hoping for variations like perch defense, or in this case variations which in the Netherlands we call the lion, which go as following. So no g6 or bishop g7s, just regular developing your pieces and going for a queen side attack, but still keeping your e5 pawn defended well enough. And this is the setup you are going for when playing the lion. Keep in mind that when the bishop takes on f6, you recapture with your bishop for even more defense on the e5 pawn, and eventually trying to capture on d4 and create some attack with rook e1, e8 or something like that. But this all wasn't played, so let's go back. I was hoping for that though, but it wasn't played. Here my opponent played f4, so I was quite out of book here, because I didn't want to play knight f6 or g6 here, since white will generate quite a large attack on the king side now. So I went for some sort of Sicilian Grand Prix variation. Well, my opponent continued the line of the Grand Prix, so I played the rare move knight c6 here. It is played in some lines though not as much. Well, here I played g6, going for the Sicilian dragon variation against the Grand Prix. My opponent continued to put pressure on my king side. Well, I didn't care that much. He castled and I played knight f6, so my idea was not to play e6 and later d5 and try to put some pressure on the white's bishop on c4, but my idea was to try and get white to play e5 at this moment, because after e5 was played, as I will show you now, it wasn't played in the game, but I would like to see it. This would be the best variation for white, where black is up a pawn and has the bishop there. So I wouldn't mind to play this variation. As my opponent also saw all that, he didn't push his pawn through. He played d3, a calm move, waiting and getting space for his c1 bishop. So I castled. He played queen e1, as is all normal in the Grand Prix attack, getting ready to play queen h4. So bishop g4, the bishop moves back in case I would play knight d4, which I did. So the bishop is now defending pawn c2, so I won't get material out of this, but I do have a very nice knight on d4. My opponent played rook to h3, still getting ready to play queen h4 and trying to generate a large enough attack to mate me. Queen d7, now queen h4 and queen g4, and my engine told me that in this position black has fully equalized, even slightly better at this moment. My opponent played the only correct move, which is queen to f2, not wanting to trade queens at this time because black is much more active and the attack at the queen side of the board will prove to be fatal at some time. So I continue to push my pawn to b4 and my opponent plays f5, which is a fatal mistake. He tries to capture my queen here with a move like rook to g3 and after that trying to win my queen, but he forgot to look at my options, which where I played the best move of the game actually, which is b4, and after rook g3 I captured the knight on c3. Here my opponent didn't have a choice anymore, so he would have to go on and capture my queen. I recapture, he plays queen h4, and now there are two options where I played the best, but let's look at the other variation first. What if I captured on b2 first? Well, this would give white a certain edge in this game, because after bishop takes, knight takes f5, which is the best line according to my engine. Pawn captures knight on f5, bishop captures bishop, rook f1, bishop d4 check, king h1 and knight f6, and in this position I'm up a rook and a knight and a pawn for the queen, but white has very easy attacking lines in this variation and I didn't like it. So in this situation I played the very best move, which is knight takes b3, also trying to win the rook on a1. So my opponent took my knight and now I took on b2 because it's defended by my g7 bishop. White captured, black captures, and white plays rook a2, still trying to win a piece back. But after bishop d4 check, king to f1 and knight to f6, I'm clearly better in this situation. It's still not easy to win this game, but I have now two pieces and a rook against the queen, so it would at least be a fair chance for me. Okay, continuing. This will include a couple of boring moves. Okay, and here my opponent played pawn to h5 instead of capturing, which made me very happy because my king is very safe here now. It can't be attacked soon, so I thought, why not start an attack on the queen side with pawn to a5. My opponent tried to reach king to h3, trying to defend his g4 pawn so his queen will have some mobility. His king is now on h3, which I allowed, of course. And after my move here, pawn to a4, the game is already won. I just had to fight it through. Now I capture on b3 and my opponent captures on a4, which is also a mistake, and too bad I didn't find the quickest mating way here, which I will show you first, and then I will show you the actual end of the game, which only lasts 2 moves longer. The way to mate is like this: rook to b2, queen g1, rook captures rook, queen h1, rook a2, queen to g1, check, captures, and mate. And there are of course several defenses, but they all end up the same way. Now what I actually played here was also not a bad move. Rook captures d3 with check, queen captures rook, queen to b3, trying to get an attack going behind my lines, but I wasn't going to allow that, so rook to b4, queen to e3, and now I noticed the mate, so I played rook b2, and here my opponent would have the best fighting chance not playing what he played. This would be his best fighting chance, trying to get a draw if I would take his queen, which of course I would never do. And the engine gives other lines, but I think my line here would be enough to get a sure win, because I don't see a way here for my opponent to win this game anymore. Okay, what my opponent did play in this situation was also trying to get a draw. Queen check, capture the queen, pawn to h6, and now if I was going to play king h7 it would be a draw, because my opponent doesn't have any moves left. Of course I noticed this, so I played king to h8, where my opponent played pawn to h7 and checkmate. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and comments and replies on YouTube.